Welcome to Business Insights, your go-to program for the latest updates and analysis in the world of business. I am your host, Olaoluwa Awe. Today is the day we learn about rice production from the experience of a representative of a private rice premium white rice and local Ofada rice producer. If you've wondered why the price of rice is what it is, despite the federal government's interventions, today is the day we get some insights. But of course, that will be after I bring you the developments in commerce, finance, and different companies around the world. From market trends to corporate announcements, stay informed for the ever-changing landscape of business. Stakeholders have brought to light Nigeria's potential for growth in the bunkering sector if addressed. The inadequate bunkering activities, which we have been told is costing the country about 200 billion naira monthly. The president of Nigeria's Licensed Ship Chandlers Association, Dr. Martins Enebeli, in a Punch report emphasized that bunkering is not all theft, but a statutory process involving the supply of petroleum products to ships. Addressing challenges in the sector, Osita Chukwu, the national coordinator of Save Nigeria Freight Forwarders, Importers and Exporters Coalition, stated that addressing the current forex scarcity and fluctuating exchange rates could prevent a potential loss of about 1 trillion naira in this sector by the end of the year. While the 70% domination of foreigners in the sector may be a sign that the country is attracting foreign direct investment, signaling opportunities for collaboration and economic expansion, it shows the need to create an enabling environment for more Nigerian investments. But away from that, Nigeria's tourist sector received significant boost as the executive director of Cavista Holdings, Dele Odufuye, reveals his intention to invest in the Ikogosi Warm Springs Resort located in Ekiti State, Nigeria. During a press briefing in Lagos, Odufuye expressed his delight that Ikogosi Warm Springs Resort had recently won the prestigious award for Best Holiday Resort in Nigeria at the Hotel Managers Conference in Owerri, Imo State. He also expressed his satisfaction with the positive feedback received from guests who have visited the resort, the only warm and cold water spring resort in the world. Through the investment, the resort will not only boost the internally generated revenue of Ekiti State, but also create more job opportunities, enhance the state's local economy, and promote Nigeria as an attractive destination for hospitality and tourism. Away from that, the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has revealed plans to set up a commodity exchange within the state to boost investment in the agricultural value chain. The announcement was revealed through an advertorial published recently, where he highlighted the measures taken by the state government to ease the impact of the federal government's removal of petrol subsidy. Governor Abiodun emphasized that establishing the commodity exchange is part of his government's commitment to optimizing investment in the agro-allied sector of the economy to complement President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's efforts to addressing food insecurity in the country. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Lamido Yuguda, said the initiative will create job opportunities, improve standard of living, support rural development, and enhance financial inclusion for small-scale farmers, and ultimately foster economic growth. Mastercard has reported a significant increase in its second quarter earnings, surpassing expectations. The payment processor platform generated a chunk of this earnings from customer spending on travel and entertainment after a relatively slow start this year, reaching a second quarter profit of $2.7 billion, a 10% increase compared to the same period last year. This improvement comes after a slight dip in adjusted profit in the first quarter. Mastercard's profit per share of $2.89, exceeding the estimated $2.82 per share, is a development according to Revenit IBES data. Analysts are optimistic about the company's performance and view it as a stock with the potential for substantial growth throughout the year. Now, world's second richest man and chief executive officer of Moët Hennessy Louis Vuitton, LVMH, Bernard Arnault, has received a remarkable increase in his net worth of about $7.3 billion in just one day, according to Forbes estimates. This outstanding achievement solidifies his position as the world's second richest individual, with his net worth now standing at $228.4 billion. Arnold's remarkable momentum in net worth can be attributed to a 2.27% increase in LVMH's share price. In a recent press conference, LVMH announced a historic sponsorship deal with the Paris for the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The company will serve as a premium partner throughout the event, showcasing prestigious brands like Louis Vuitton, Dior, and Berluti, each launching brand-specific initiatives. Moët Hennessy will sponsor and supply champagne for celebrations, while Chame will produce the competition's medals. Americans' fast food McDonald's surpassed market expectations for its quarterly profit and comparable sales. This was driven by its affordable burgers and fries, irrespective of the surge in fast food price. The company's pre-market trading saw a boost as it reported a 12% increase in total restaurant margins in the United States, benefiting from reduced cost of key ingredients such as chicken, cheese, and pork. Despite the impact of higher costs on the industry, McDonald's managed to maintain lower prices compared to its competitors, and data from Placer.ai revealed that McDonald's experienced an impressive 8.4% surge in traffic in the U.S. in the previous quarter, surpassing the overall 1.2% rise in traffic for fast food and quick service chains globally. McDonald's recorded an impressive 11.7% boost in comparable sales during the second quarter of the year, surpassing estimates of an 8.88% increase. The company's earnings per share of $3.17 excluding items exceeded the estimate of $2.79 in the U.S. McDonald's boom can be attributed to its ability to attract more customers through its promotion strategies like the Grimace birthday meal featuring limited time purple milkshakes and inspired by the iconic Grimace character in their adverts, alongside improved staffing at their chains. Its new product like the jalapeno bacon quarter pounder and the peanut butter crunch McFlurry are anticipated to further boost sales in the coming months. Moving on to the stock markets. Now, let's start with the developments on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NGX. The previous trading day, July 27, 2023, the market closed trade with a total of 509 million shares traded in 8,070 deals with a market value of 4.7 billion naira. Data shows a 2% improvement in trade volume a 33% decline in turnover and 10% improvement in deals. The current market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange stands at 35.6 trillion naira. Among the 116 NGX listed equities that participated in trading, there were 14 gainers and 38 losers. Leading the gainers was Souq Assurance with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 2.09 naira per share. Following closely were Multiverse Mining and Exploration with 9.96%, Skyway Aviation Handling Co. 9.91% and RT Briscoe 6%. On the flip side, Japan Gold and Ventures recorded the highest depreciation of 9.91% at 1 naira per share. Cadbury Nigeria followed with 9.8%, with FTN Cocoa Processors 9.4% and Namath International Pharma 9.34% decline. In terms of trade volume, Japan Gold and Ventures led the way with 116 million traded shares. United Bank for Africa (UBA) followed with 40.4 million shares. Transcorp Nigeria recorded 37.5 million shares, and FCMB Group recorded 35 million shares. Still in Africa, taking a look at trading session on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange (ZSE), a total of 7.7 million shares were traded, with a market value of 2 billion Zimbabwean dollars, reflecting a notable 36% improvement in trade volume and 39% improvement in turnover. The current market capitalization of the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange stands at 9.9 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. Now let's wrap up the Africa's trading session with the Nairobi Securities Exchange. There, a total of 9.9 million shares were traded in 901 deals with a market value of 156 million Kenyan shillings, indicating a 4% decline in volume, a significant 53% decline in turnover, and a 20% decline in deals. The current market capitalization of the Nairobi Securities Exchange stands at 1.68 trillion Kenyan shillings. Moving away from Africa to the United States Stock Exchange, the Nasdaq 100 Index, NDX, closed the previous trading session at 15,479.11, experiencing a slight decrease of 20.15 points, indicating a 0.13% decline as the market remains dynamic. The Russell 2000 Index concluded trading session at 1,970.20, registering a decline of 16.70 points, translating to a decrease of 0.84%. On European stocks, MDAX index closed trading session at 28,780 points, reflecting a gain of 325.67 points, a 1.79% increase. This represents a positive movement of the index, indicating an upward trend in the stocks that make up the MDAX. Lastly, in stocks, the CAC 40 index, also known as the PX1, ended trading session at 7,430.98, showing a significant increase of 115.91 points. This positive movement indicates a strong performance in the French stock market. It is time to check out the commodities market now. At present, the price of gold stands at $1,945.19 US per troy ounce, while silver is valued at $24.14 US per troy ounce. In the energy sector, Brent crude oil is being traded at $84.12 US per barrel. By the way, the notable updates in the agri market shows that cocoa is priced at 3,462.56 British pounds per ton, and wheat is quoted at $282.15 US per ton. On the other hand, the currency market has experienced significant fluctuations at the start of the week. Starting with the Naira-dollar rate, the dollar opened at 782.42 Naira and saw a slight upward trend, closing at 740.08 Naira. To the value of the euro in Naira, presently the euro is valued at 850.79 Naira. To acquire a British pound, it will cost 992.32 Naira. Finally, the Naira is currently standing at 5.60 against the Japanese yen, and its exchange rate against the United Arab Emirates dirham is 211.17. And that concludes the news. I am Olaoluwa Awe. Coming up next is a critical conversation about rice production in Nigeria. I can't wait to unravel the work that goes into it, the opportunities, the changes that could be made or that needs to make things better in this area. Let's see, how valuable we can make this business. Don't miss the rice conversation with the manager of Amfani Premium Resources Limited, Olalekan Wahab. We'll be right back after this break. conversation on Business Insight today will be on rice production. How do Nigerian investors ensure that this happens? How do we make the local or the Nigerian rice that we consume out there? We have the manager of Amfani Premium Resources Limited, a premium rice and Ofada rice producer in Nigeria, on the line via Zoom today. His name is Mr. Olalekan Wahab. We're talking about the challenges in the rice production sector in Nigeria. How can we move it forward? We'll talk about price. What are the factors affecting, the fluctuating price of rice in Nigeria? Mr. Olalekan Wahab, good morning. Mr. Olalekan Wahab, good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, I think there's a little bit of an audio issue there. We'll be working, carefully to fix that. And so, as I mentioned earlier, we need to talk about the market trends in the rice business in Nigeria. And hopefully, he will put us through the process of rice production, from the farm, to the processing machine and to the market. We'll also be talking about food safety. That is very, very important in food production. Okay, so I understand that Mr. Olalekan Wahab is back with me. Good morning. Could you please unmute yourself? We can't hear you from here, so unmute yourself so that we can hear you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, Mr. Olalekan Wahab.
Good morning.
Oh, it's better now. It's better now. Thank you very much for joining us.
Okay.
So let's talk about price. We start with price. Give us an idea of the price of rice, especially from your own end as the producer. You produce, bag, and you sell off to the wholesalers or the retailers. But what is price like from your end?
Okay. Good morning once again. Pricing is a very volatile subject at the moment. Due to the unstable economic we are in, the cost of production is very high. Like energy, in terms of energy cost of production, we struggle to compete with imported rice. So it's difficult to really calculate or get our figures right here. But cost of production is on the high. We know what the economy is talking about at the moment.
Mr. Wahab. What I meant by that
Yes.
question, Mr. Wahab, is that how much is a 50 kg bag of rice from your hand? How much do you sell that to either the wholesalers or the resellers that buy from you?
At the moment, it's 37,000.
37,000, because we understand that in the market generally the price of 50 kg premium white rice is between 35,000 to about 43,000 naira. So you have just admitted that you sell yours for 37,000 naira. Mr. Olalekan Wahab,
yes,
are you with me?
As 37.
Okay, so just give us a breakdown of what makes up that amount of money. How did things get to that point where from the producer you sell for 37,000 naira?
Oh, okay. Actually, the cost of production has increased. We all know what's happening in the economy at the moment. The cost of production has increased, being in terms of logistics too, in terms of logistics, moving items moving the raw materials from the farm to the production center. Those are the costs we sum up to give us the price at the moment.
Okay, so can you explain to us what the rice production process is from the beginning to the end?
Okay. We are farmers. We farm and we process. So we have farms where we plant, we harvest. After the harvest, we take it down to the production center where we do the soaking. We soak. After we soak, from the soaking, we move down to the parboiling stage. Then we go to drying. Then after the drying stages, we move all the way to the milling section. In the milling section, we have the dehusker where we use in processing. Then from the dehusker, we move down to the polisher. From the polisher, we move down to destoning. From the destoning, then we keep for a while for fresh air, for it to be for the temperature to cool down a bit. Then we move it to the packaging section.
Okay, interesting. It's good to know that. But the rice you produce here in Nigeria, can you describe what the acceptance is like? Do people really patronize you as much as you see them patronize the foreign made rice?
Okay. Locally products, the patronage. Not everyone, not not everyone wants. Oh, not everyone really have the equipment. We don't really have the major equipment. The challenge we face here, locally produced patronage is low. Due to that, people think of having imported rice. They patronize more of the imported rice, but due to the lack of inadequate equipment for the local production, it's difficult to meet up with the foreign products.
What kind of
But
equipment are we
the
talking
issue at the
about
moment
here?
we are facing.
What kind of equipment are we talking about here? You said due to the lack of certain equipment, the local producers can't,
Yes,
produce exactly what the foreign producers produce.
yes, due to the equipment, yes. So, like majorly, there are some major equipment that the local production lack. So, is really a major factor affecting the local production here in Nigeria. Because the major equipment to carry out this major production are not in are not really available.
Okay, I thought you would tell us exactly the equipment that the local producers don't have. We want to have the
Yeah,
name.
yes, like
What is it called?
the color sorter. The color sorter is the major equipment. The color sorter.
The color sorter. So let's go back to
Yes.
the rice production process that you listed earlier. You mentioned a lot of process from the farm. You take it for soaking, but you mentioned a key thing,
Yeah.
destoning. Could you please explain these processes in simpler terms so that an average person can understand?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I mentioned when I said destoning. Destoning is the stage where we bring out the dirt in the rice, we bring out the sand, bring out the stones in it. It goes like this. The stoning stage is about 3 stages where we remove sands, we remove stones, we remove dirt in the rice. And at Afani Premium, we have stoneless rice. We don't have stone in our rice. We don't have sand in our rice. Is pure stone. Is pure. Free of stone and rice.
What about polishing? You talked about polishing. What exactly do you mean by that?
What I mean by polishing brings out the color of the rice properly.
Okay.
It makes it shine. It shines the rice, makes it attractive.
Okay.
It makes it
So
attractive. It makes it.
these processes you mentioned, are they done by human beings or do you have machines that you use for them? When you talked about removing stones, removing
Yeah,
sands, do you have people that practically sit with the rice to remove them or do you have machines for them?
we have machines for these processes I mentioned. We
It's
have
good to
machines for the soaking. We have machines for the parboiling. We have machines for the drying. We have machines for the milling.
Thank you very much for
So
that.
for the destoning, we have machine for the destoning too. Thank you. Welcome.
It's good to know that. Now, let's talk about the value chain in rice business. What are the different lines of work that people can cling on to make money from? You know, what's the value chain like? All of these processes you mentioned, do you handle them alone as a company, or there are other opportunities where other people can come in, do certain things so that they can make money?
Yes, we have other business owners that come around that wants to, they're the retailers, the small businesses, the small scale businesses, people that come around to buy from us and resell. So we encourage these people, we give them a form of a discount so as for them to make a certain gain too on it. So we encourage these little small scale businesses. We as a company, we try to make it possible for them to come in and buy from us, and in order for them to make their own gains too.
Now, let's talk about government policies and programs. I know there is the Anchor Borrowers Program. There are a good number of government programs for rice farmers especially. Have you benefited from any whatsoever, maybe from an association that you belong to, and how has that helped you to scale up?
Our government policy in the last administration, there was a program, the Anchor Borrower Scheme. You agree with me that despite the huge amount of money allocated to the scheme, the effects wasn't felt. Government must shun nepotism and get to the real people, so this money can get to the real people who knows about the farming. Government is trying a lot, but needs to step up their game in that aspect. The Anchor Borrower Scheme, there are a lot of challenges we farmers, didn't really get the core value from it. We know what happens when it comes to disposing money from the government post to some agencies. It didn't The money didn't really get to the end users. So it's the major challenge
So
the government needs to
should
look
we
into.
take this to mean that your company did not whatsoever benefit anything from government's Anchor Borrower Program or any other one? Is that what you're saying specifically?
So basically, yes, but we are with some organizations where we try to talk to them to know where we can fit in. But the Anchor Borrower Scheme, we didn't benefit from it directly.
But did you make any move? Did you ask around? Are you a part of the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria? Did you ask? Did you even apply for a loan? Did you make any effort? Did you position your business in such a way that you could benefit from that?
Yes, we did. Ogun State government has been helpful to an extent. They've really tried. The state government really tried in terms of helping farmers, or Anfani in particular. We've really gained from Ogun State government. They've tried in their own little way. They've really tried helping us to grow in terms of giving us aid in farming, fertilizers, and all. They've helped us. Particularly the Commissioner of Agriculture in Ogun State is a great man. It has really helped us, it has really supported us in growing our business. So in that aspect, we've gained from that. But the Anchor Borrower Scheme, we didn't really get a lot from it.
All right, let's talk about the challenges that you face in this line of work. Could you just list them and explain so that we understand them better? What are the core main challenges in rice production?
All right. For us at Anfani, we have a lot of challenges. We talk about power. We run generators 24/7, which is the major, and we know what diesel is talking about at the moment. It's about 630 to 650 per liter, and we run 24/7 electricity. And another thing is lack of paddy. When I mean paddy, lack of paddy, these are the raw materials. Running our own farm, we run our own farm because we find it difficult sourcing for these raw materials from farmers. And if you look at it well, we see that from the southwest for the past 2 to 3 years, the rainfall has not been stable. So this is also a result of low outcome of raw materials from farmers. So
Yes,
that's also a
mentioned.
major challenge. And sourcing of raw materials, we source our ofada rice around us here in Ogun State. As we know, Ogun State is a major producers of ofada rice. But our white rice, we source our white premium rice from the north. So basically, Kebbi, from Kebbi. We get our paddy from Kebbi. I know when you talk about moving item from north down here to the southwest, the logistics involved is a lot. The money in moving the item to the production center is also a major challenge.
So
So the
we
power,
understand that
the lack of paddy and
oh,
logistics is
thank
a
you
major
very much.
challenge we face here
Thank
in
you. I
production.
think we got that. So let's talk about how you ensure that you have enough rice to sell from time to time. How have you been able to be consistent? I understand that there are challenges. Sometimes there are even environmental challenges. There are weather challenges. Do you have a rice preservation structure that helps you to always have the product to sell at every given time?
Oh yes, we do. Um, like I said earlier on, there's a market trend. Consumers prefer changes from time to time. So and so we go to the extent of making sure that we belong to different associations that keeps us updated about the market trends.
What kind of market trends are
So
we talking about specifically?
okay, consumer change rapidly, and at the moment, people want to eat good food, but at an affordable price. So we keep going to different associations to make sure that we are aware of various happenings in the market, and we also improve our products for business to survive in this new 21st century.
All right. So, is it true that some local rice producers rebag their products? Because I heard this somewhere that some local rice producers rebag their products with a foreign brand's bag so that they can sell at the price of the foreign rice. Is this something that you have seen happen? And why does that really happen, if it does?
Uh, Personally, is what I hear as a manager, is what I hear from other companies. Other people say they do bad, but we don't. At Amfani here, we don't do that because we have a quality control. We have the QA, we have the QC that ensures strict compliance to standard. And at every stage of production, our standards, we are satisfied by NAFDAC. So we don't go through all that. We hear it here and there that it happens, but at Amfani here, our quality is our major concern here. We have a QC desk that ensures strict compliance to standards at every stage of production. So we keep to standard. Our products are NAFDAC certified. So we don't do that. We don't do
So
that here.
I understand that you are an all-in-one company. That means you plant the rice, you preserve, you do everything, including selling. What are the strategies that you have been able to use
Yes.
to ensure that you expand, like you have more customers to sell to, wholesalers or retailers?
Oh yes. We at Nafani, we farm, we process, we baggage, and we sell to retailers, we sell to wholesalers, and we sell to dealers that wants to sell. in large quantity. Here, major thing we do here is to make sure that our products get to the final consumers.
How do you
In different
ensure
stages
that?
of product. Hello?
I'm with you. Please go on.
Yes. Here we make sure our rice gets to the retailers. We do every stage of production. We sell to the retailers, to the wholesalers, and even to other people that wants to deal with us.
Yeah, the question is that how did you even get these customers? Do you do local campaigns? Do you hold meetings at different communities to advertise your product? How did you ensure that you got the number of customers that you currently sell to?
Oh, okay. We belong to different associations, rice association here in Ogun State and in some other states where rice is being produced. So we go out for jingles. We go out with different occasions. We have on Instagram. We have different programs which we advertise our products. Where we have a list of customers where we from time to time we talk to them. We meet them. We bring them down there. The awareness is so wild here in Ogun State and other parts of Nigeria where we produce. We have different stores outside Ogun State here. We have our location at our production center is at Kobakwe, Obafemi Owode local government here. But we also have our production outlet at Iju Shaga. And we also have there's a new one that just opened like a week ago at Lekki Admiralty Way, opposite Ebanos Supermarket. So we have different points where you can pick our products from. At time to time, we go on air, we go on stations, we go on radio to advertise our products. And we've been in the business since 2014. So we have a lot of customers that knows our products. Our product is a common product out there.
How also do you ensure that you build a strong relationship with suppliers? I know that you bag your rice. You must have people that supply you some of the materials you use for some of these things. How have you been able to maintain a very strong relationship with them to ensure that whatever you need keep coming in?
All right, thank you. In this aspect, it's a very vital aspect because, like this year, due to the rain and all, we didn't really go into planting this year. So what we did was to support the farmers that are into farming with huge amount of money to support farming. So as to when it's time for them to harvest, we buy in large quantity. They sell to us in large quantity because we have supported them in farming, so they sell to us in large quantity. So we keep that relationship with them to make sure that we don't go out of raw materials.
Okay, so let's talk specifically about your company now, the Amfani Premium Rice. That's the name of your product, I believe. So what's
Yes.
the size of the company?
Yes.
How many workers do you have? What are the different departments you have? What do they handle? Let's know what your own structure is like.
Oh, okay. At Amfani Premium, we have different sections. We have the HR, we have the duty manager, we have the overall general manager, we have the sub managers of different floors. And at the moment at Amfani, we have about 15 workers for permanent workers, and we have about 20 to 22 day workers.
20 to 23 workers.
Yes, 22 day workers.
Okay, so
I just come in and do daily work.
yeah, let's talk about rice production for maybe new people that want to go into this line of work. How big do you think the investment must be? How much do you think people should have saved to even launch into this business?
Uh, the business is wild, but coming into the business to start farming takes a lot. But for a small scale business that wants to start, should be thinking of about 5 to 10 million naira as a start.
What about a large scale?
The large scale, we're talking about 200 million naira upward.
So we understand that your structure, as in the size of your company now, is about 22 to 23, as you mentioned earlier. What are your long-term goals? What's the vision of the company in the next 5, 10 years? How big do you want to be? And what are the things you're doing to get there?
Yeah, at Fanning Premium, our vision is to promote Nigerian rice and healthy lifestyle of other rice and white rice for good for consumption, because health health is wealth, as we say. So we make sure we promote premium of other rice and white rice for good consumption, and that gives good health benefits.
In terms of size, how big are you looking at growing in the next 5, 10 years? And what are the things you are doing to maybe scale up so that you can get there?
And get there, yeah. Um, we know as the economy grows and businesses grows too, in few years from now, well, our goal is to be one of the best Nigerian producers of rice here in Nigeria, and also to extend our growth to other parts of African countries.
Hmm.
So in the next 5 to 10 years, we should and Fanning Premium Resources should be one of the topmost producers of premium of other rice and white rice in Africa.
So what do you think could be done to help you get there? As a rice producer in Nigeria, what are the key things that you think companies like yours need, either from the government or from Nigerians? What can we all do to ensure that the rice production sector in Nigeria grows bigger?
Yeah, yeah. From the government policies do goes a long way in uh, in producing in our items here, because if government can give aids to farmers or to a company like us that we farm, we go through different stages of production. If a government can give help in terms of financial aid, in terms of majorly financial aids, it will go a long way in improving to improve our standard of production and to improve our outputs. Because majorly the challenges and funding a rice production company we face at the moment is electricity, the supply of electricity. Majorly, as I said earlier on, we depend on we depend on generator 24/7, and in terms of economic policies, where it's difficult to get the raw materials, we stop for raw materials of rice all the way from Kebi. If there are good transportation systems where they can get the raw materials faster to go to the production, to the centers of production, that will ease our production. And if we can get aids from government to go into this farming in a bigger way, and I think that will also go a long way in giving us a better output in terms of production. So, and individuals can also come in to invest in the business. Um, we are open to investments, open to businesses, from companies, from individuals that want to invest in Alfani Premium.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olalekan Wahab. That has been very insightful. It's good to know what it feels like and it looks like to do the rice business in Nigeria. And you have mentioned some key points there. Electricity, getting of paddy, those are things that are very, very important to your business as a local producer of premium white rice. Thank you very much for joining us once again.
Thank you.
And that's Business Insight for today. Thank you all for watching. My name is Olaoluwa Awe. This is the last episode for the week. We'll continue, same station, same time next week. Stay with us.